This conference will now be recorded.
يا مداد
مولا علي مدد نوین صاحبہ
مولا علی مداد
بسم اللہ الرحمن الرحیم علی اللہ مدد فرما اللہم انی اسألک باسمائک الحسنى اللهم إني أسألك بأسمائك 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 الحسنى شكرا لله والحمد لله जी मनाने मारो तो गुरा कहे मने मारो राखू मारा तनड़ा माहेटा की जी हिरालो आवियो तारा हाथमा जो जो विरागिना ना विचारी जी वणज करे ते व्यवहारियो लईने नापे ते देवारियो शुक्रन लिल्लाह वल्हम्दुलिल्लाह शुक्रन लिल्लाह वल्हम्दुलिल्लाह या अली मदद अजीज साहब
Ya Ali Madad, Ya Ali Madad, Subhanallah, Subhanallah. This Ginan is such a beautiful Ginan. Only if we understood the meaning of this Ginan. ये इतना खूबसूरत गिनान का पाठ है कि अगर हम उसके मानी जानते हैं तो आपका दिल खुश हो जाता, आपका दिल खुश हो जाता, क्योंकि इसमें जो ये वर्ड है कि जो लई ने ना आपे ई दीवारियो, that part, if we take that as a physical loan, then people who take the money from other and does not return normally are very rich. Normally they are very well off because they always take the money and never return back. In this Ginan, Pir Sahib is not talking about those who take the money and does not return. पीर साहब फरमा रहे हैं इस गिनान में कि खुदावन ताला ने आपको सांसें दी है, आपको वक्त दिया है, आपको इल्म दिया है, अगर आप इसको नहीं लौटाएंगे ना तो आपका दीवारिया फूक जाएगा. If you does not return what Ali Allah has given to you in the time and the knowledge and the breathing time that you have, the ilm that you have, if you do not return back to him through his followers, then at the end you will have nothing left because you did not share your time, your ilm, your knowledge, and anything and everything that Allah has given to you. You will be broke at the end because you did not share. Subhanallah. I love this Ginan. Thank you so much for reciting it. Yali Madad to all friends. I hope
Maulana
everyone are well.
Madad sir.
Yali Madad, Yali Madad. I'm excited to be here today. Let's start with Mola's Mubarak name. As she was reciting this tasbih, Allahumma inni as'aluka bi asma'ul husna. Subhanallah. Definitely all the beautiful name is belong to my Mola. Ya Mola, what name would you like us to call you with? Do you like the name of Kareem, Rahim? Do you like the name of Al-Wahidul Kahar? Do you like the name of Al-Hayy? Do you like the name of Al-Qayyum? What name do you like, Mola? Let us call you with your beautiful name. And what is the more beautiful name than when we call him Ali Allah, Aliul Azim, Aliul Kabir, Aliul Hakim? Ya Mola, you have so many beautiful names. कौन से नाम से तुझे पुकारे मौला कि तू हम पर खुश हो जा? या मौला मेहरबान, हम बहुत ही गरीब, बहुत ही गरीब, बहुत ही गरीब. या मौला, हम तुझे उन नामों से नहीं पुकार सकते हैं कि जिससे तू बस खुश हो जावे मौला. शायद हम नाम तो पुकारते हैं, उसके पीछे वो हकीकत, वो मोहब्बत नहीं, वो समझ, वो इल्म नहीं, वरना तू जरूर और जरूर रिप्लाई करता मौला। तू फरमाता है कि जब जब हम तुझे याद करते हैं तू भी हमें याद करता है। या मौला, या मौला, वी नीड यू मौला। हमें आपकी जरूरत है, बहुत ही जरूरत है मौला, क्योंकि तेरी रहमत के बगैर, तेरी दो आशीष के बगैर, तेरी प्रेजेंस के बगैर, तेरे नूर के बगैर, या मौला हम कुछ भी नहीं, हम कुछ भी नहीं, हम कुछ भी नहीं। या मौला मेहरबान, या रहमान, या रहीम, अलयुल कय्यूम, अली अल्लाह, प्लीज हमारी मदद को आ। प्लीज हेल्प अस, प्लीज हेल्प अस मौला। या मौला, make us one so we can become one, so we can do what you need us to do Mola, because as divided we are falling apart Mola. We cannot come close to you when we are divided. या मौला मेहरबान, तू जानता है कि ये इल्म तेरा है और तू उनको देता है जिसको तू चाहता है। या मौला मेहरबान, help us, be with us, keep your hand on our shoulder. या मौला मेहरबान, आज तेरी याद बहुत ज्यादा है मौला, क्योंकि शायद हम कमजोर फील कर रहे हैं मौला। हम अपनी गुर्बत पर नजर डालते हैं मौला, तो हमें पता चलता है कि किस तरह से वी आर नथिंग बट द डस्ट अंडर द फीट ऑफ द मोमिनीन। वी आर नथिंग एंड नोबडी मौला। You are the one who is blessed. You are the one with the noor. You are the one who guides. You are the one who gives us the courage and the strength. You are the one who gives us tawfiq, ta'id, himmat wa yari Mola. Ya Mola Meherban, please keep your blessing, your noor on us Garib Mola, so we can learn and come close to you Mola. Friends, thank you for joining. Let's start this Mubarak session with the Farman. This Farman is the Farman on the bowl Isme Azam. I will request Shukatba to read this Farman for us. Ji Bismillah.
Farman Mubarak, Baitul Kyal, Mombasa, Kenya, May 11th, 1961. Please recite the Salat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. My beloved spiritual children, I give to all my spiritual children here this evening, each and every one of you individually, my most affectionate blessings. Kanavadan, Kanavadan. Those of you who are present here have willingly come here, or by the pressure or instigation of others. Those of my spiritual children who are not firm, those who feel they will not be able to take up the responsibility of praying regularly, or they have the slightest doubt about the valuable thing which I will be giving you now, then such persons can willingly go out of this hall. I will not feel bad about them. On the contrary, I will be pleased on them. It is not good to acquire a thing and not make use of it. It is not a new thing to give Isme Azam to the spiritual children. Since the last 1300 years, since the time of Prophet Muhammad and other Imams, prayer is given a great importance. Those who prayed regularly acquired peace and happiness. Islamic history shows that when the prayer was forgotten and no importance was attached to this important factor of life, then Islamic states were ruined. Make constant use of Isme Azam through prayers. Even if you do not succeed, still continue your prayers. After 1, 2, or 3 days, if you do not get any benefit, do not get tired and leave off to pray, but continue. Please recite this salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad.
Subhanallah, Subhanallah, Subhanallah. The few key points to take from this farman. Imam has given us many faramin on the Baitul Khayal, how to practice, when to practice, and why to practice. In this very farman in front of you, Imam is saying why to practice and be firm in your practice. Why? Because those who do not pray, which prayer is Imam is speaking of? Because we can see the rest of the Muslims normally prays 5 times a day. Is the prayer that Imam is speaking of? Mullah is talking to us in Baitul Khayal, talking about the Ibadat and its importance in the Islam and our tariqah. If we do not have regular ibadat and if we do not use the Isme Azam throughout our prayers, then remember in the past in Islamic history has shown us whenever they forget their prayers, their ibadat, or whenever they left the living Isme Azam and forgot the Imam, then those states were ruined. Those people who left the living Isme Azam, the Imam. So what is the farman and warning for us? The farman, the lesson, and the warning for us is be firm in your prayers, ibadat. When you take something from the Imam on 2 levels, my friends, my brothers and sisters, remember 2 things. We just read that Ginan, that brought tears to our eyes. We have taken the oath, the promise, the oath, the bayah, that Ya Mola, this tan, man, and dan belongs to you. And those who takes the life and does not return. Mullah says it is not nice to take something and not use it. Use your time, your life, your every breath correctly, wisely, intellectually, in the right place, at the right time, with the guidance of the Imam, meaning with the name of the Imam. May it be the name of the Imam or the Isme Azam which you have received from the Imam. I'd like to read this and say this one more time. The spiritual Isme Azam is not a new thing. It's not that we are the only one who have received the Isme Azam. Matter of fact, this has been the practice of the current cycle, the Imams, to give Isme Azam to those who seek and say, Ya Mullah, we like to come closer to your Nur. And Imam says, come closer and closer to my Nur through Isme Azam. If you have not taken, if you do not have Isme Azam physically received from the Imam of the time, then Imam, remember, Imam is the most gracious, most merciful. He has given us indirect Isme Azam by giving the Farman, remember Allah, remember Muhammad, remember Ali, remember the names of the Imam, make them your Isme Azam. Use them as your Isme Azam, because those are the Isme Azam given to the common Jamaat, all of the Jamaat, with Imam's blessing. Do not forget, the essence within the Isme Azam is not the word. It is the blessing of the Imam of the time. It is his Khalavadan. It is his wish and will to bring you closer to the Nur of the Imamat. He wants you to have this Nur at least once in your lifetime. Do not forget that. Remember the constant use. Remember, someone was asking a question. When do we use Isme Azam? Make constant use of Isme Azam through your prayers. Even if you do not succeed in Ibadat, use the Isme Azam constantly, continuously in your prayers. Do not let the treasure, the key of the Nur, the key toward the Didar, the key to become one with the Imam, do not lose it. Do not miss it. Do not take it lightly. Imam have given you the key to his Nur, the Isme Azam. Some people have asked in our previous session, but I'm busy. I have a young family. I do not have a time. Mullah says, for you and for me, there are 24 hours a day. I find it necessary to explain to the Jamaat. Why does Imam need and finds necessary to explain to the Jamaat? Because we continue to say, Ya Mullah, I have a young family. I cannot, I do not, I have no time. I'm too young for this. I'm too old for this. Every excuse in the book we have used. Mullah said, I feel necessary, I find necessary to explain to my Jamaat that for you and for me, there are 24 hours in a day. In other Farman, Imam Aka Sultan Muhammad Shah Salawatullah Alaihi says, look at Pir Sadruddin. He was man just like you with a 2 hand and a 2 feet. How did he become successful? He was human just like you and me. Look at Salman Farsi. Look at Pir Nasir Khusro. Look at Pir Shams. How did they become the way they became? Did they have 25 hours, 30 hours a day? Or were they given 1,000 years of life? No, they were human just like you and me. Mullah said, I feel necessary to explain this to you because of our excuses. And nobody can change that. Nobody can change that, Mullah says. Utilize your time wisely. Utilize your time wisely. Do not make excuse. If you have time to eat, to take a shower, to play with your children, to watch TV, to go to work, and do whatever you do in 24 hours, then you have time for ibadat. In other words, if you do not have time to eat and sleep, then what can I say? If you don't have a time to play and watch TV, then maybe you don't have time for ibadat. Someone was telling me just the other day, I have a very heavy duty toward my family. I get so tired, so I cannot wake up in the morning. Now tell me, let me ask you a friendly, my loving brother, my loving sister, I love you all. Tell me this, answer this question. If your daughter, your son is sick in the middle of the night, will you wake up even when you are tired to look after them? If your mom calls you in the middle of the night, will you wake up even if you are tired? If your shop alarm is going off and your security company calls you and says, hey, somebody is breaking into your shop, even if you are tired, do you wake up and go and look after your shop? If your answer is yes, then Khudara, how can we say we don't have a time? I'm too tired. Let's not use that excuse. That is not an excuse. I don't have the date of this Farman, but this is a very good Farman. Those who are in the Farman group can find the date and please share with me. Imam Aka Sultan Muhammad Shah Salawatullah alayhi in one of his Farman says, when you do not do ibadat, you are killing my nur. I know this Farman. I have heard this Farman since I was a child. When I was preparing this, I did not have the book in front of me. So please forgive me, but do share on the chat over here if you have reference to this Farman. But we all know this Farman. Let's come to our chapter for the day. Ibadat and the Isme Azam, the principle of the Ibadat. Ibadat और बोल कि क्या प्रिंसिपल है, असूल क्या है, असूल दीन क्या है बोल के लिए, इसमें आजम के लिए. नंबर 1, सबसे पहली चाबी वो है ईमान. जब हम इसमें आजम को हासिल करते हैं, when we take the इसमें आजम, do you believe that इसमें आजम will work for you? Do you have faith in the इसमें आजम? You don't have to ask me. You don't have to answer to me. You do not have to reply to me or anyone in this session. You do not own any explanation to anyone. Question to yourself. Do you believe that Isme Azam which Imam have given to you will work for you? Ask yourself. Mullah says, Every day you should ask yourself, keep your hand on your nafs and ask, do you believe? Iman is the first key, because without that, doesn't matter how much ibadat you do, doesn't matter how many Isme Azam you have received, doesn't matter what. You are yourself is blocking the mercy, the nur, the didar of the Imam, but by not believing. अगर आपको उस बात पर यकीन ही नहीं है कि ये इसमें आजम आपको उसके नूर के पास, उसके दीदार के करीब ले जाएगा, तो फिर बाकी की तमाम चीजें बेकार हो जाती है। आप अपना ही दरवाजा दीदार की तरफ, नूर की तरफ, इमाम की तरफ बंद कर देते हैं। And we know people like that. Well, I took this Azam, I practiced for 3 days, week, month, a year, 2 year. It doesn't work for me. They lost the faith, iman. Anything after that doesn't matter. Iman, the faith is the must, the key number one toward the success in the ibadat. So if I ask you, what did Pir Sadruddin have? Your answer would be what? He believed that his Isme Azam, which Imam had given to him, will work for him. And it did work for him. And Mullah says, if Pir Sadruddin can do that, you can do that. He is human just like you and me. Second, ikhlas, sincerity, जिसको इंग्लिश में हम बोलते हैं. After the belief, iman, ikhlas zaruri hai. Be sincere in your ibadat. Be sincere. I know, please forgive me, this Garib and Nachis. Sometimes I like to jolt you. I wanted to shake you. Do you sincerely sit in ibadat? Or do you sit in ibadat as a burden? Do you go to Jamaat Khana to show off? Or are you sincere in your ibadat? Again, please forgive me, my brother and sister, but I want to shake you. I want to jolt you. Wake up. Ask yourself. Remember, this question is for you. You do not have to answer to me or anyone. Am I sincere in my ibadat? That is the second key. Because if you have the iman, but if you are not sincere, it would not work. I'm going to tell you how to be successful in ibadat today. If you can look at this 5 questions, and if you can answer them, you will have the key and the door to the success. Inshallah, with Imam's Khanavadan, with Imam's blessing. Number 3, sabr, patience. Sabr, patience, must. You cannot say, if I sit in ibadat for 7 days, I must have the didar, otherwise I'm losing my patience now. आप सबर का साथ नहीं छोड़ सकते. आप नहीं कह सकते हैं, आप कोई टाइम लाइन सेट नहीं कर सकते हैं कि मैं 40 दिन तक ट्राई करूंगा, इसके बाद ट्राई नहीं करूंगा. मैंने 2 साल तक कोशिश की, आई एम लूजिंग माई पेशेंस. Sabr is the key, the third key to the success of Ibadat. Again, if I ask you the same question, did our Peer were the model of Sabr? Were our Imams the model of Sabr? Did they not teach us the Sabr? They were the great role model of the patience, Sabr. Sabr is the third key to the success of Ibadat. Tamiz, Pabandi, जिसको हम regular कहते हैं. Be regular in your prayers. You notice I did not use the word Ibadat here. आप अपनी दुआ में बाकायदा रहे हैं और आपने क्या नोट किया? मैंने इबादत का वर्ड यूज नहीं किया यहाँ पर. इबादत का दारो मदार आपकी दुआ, आपकी तस्बीह, आपकी गिरियावजारी, आपकी दिन भर याद के ऊपर है. Discipline and consistency in your prayer is a must. Which prayers? Your dua, your tasbih, your giryawazari, your remembrance, pabandi, उसके अंदर discipline is a must. क्यों? कि आपकी इबादत जो है वो 23 घंटे की डिसिप्लिन अगर आपने रखी है, आपने उसको याद किया है, आपने तस्बीह की है, आपने गिरयाजारी की है, आपने अपने फर्ज को निभाया है, आपने दुआ पढ़ी है, उसके ऊपर इबादत बैठती है. इबादत अलोन नहीं, सारा दिन की जो डिसिप्लिन थी उसके ऊपर इबादत का दारो मदार है. The platform which ibadat sits on is your prayers of 23 hour, and then on 24th hour is your test, the time to receive the reward, to be successful in your ibadat. So your fourth key was discipline. The last and the final key, and you will notice I left one open space here. Why did I leave this open space here? And you will see in a minute. Mohabbat, Imam ki taraf mohabbat, love for the Imam is must, and the love for each other is must. पहले તમે એક દિલ થઈ જાઓ, પછી અગર તમે જમાત ખાનામાં આવીને સલવાત પડશો તો મોલા તમારા ગુનાહ માફ કરશે, તમને જન્નતમાં દાખલ કરશે, તમને ઈમાન દીદાર નસીબ કરશે. सेकंड फरमान, पहले एक दिल हो जाओ और फिर इबादत में शामिल हो जाओ. Announcement before the ibadat, become one. Take the panja and sit in ibadat. यहाँ पर एक होना जो है वो इतने ज्यादा लेवल पर है कि I have left the space open here because you can think of more ways to become one than I. Let's take some example. Become one-minded, one thought, one heart, one with the Imam, one with the Jamaat, one with your family, one with your friend, one with the humanity. You can make a list of that. Pir Bindada Jawam Mardi, which this Garib and Nachis have called the Encyclopedia of Ismaili Tariqa. If you do not have the book Pir Bindada Jawam Mardi in your home, in your tablet, in your phone, that is the guide. It will tell you who are the Mu'mineen and how to become one. It teaches you. It's a Farman collection of Imam Muslim Sibillah. The book is given the title of the Pir. And मौला ने क्या फरमाया गिनान के अंदर पीरों ने पीर पुशी ने चलवानो. That is the book, Pir Bindade Jama Mardi. Look into that book, it will teach you how to love the Imam, how to love each other, how to love the Jamaat, how to become one-hearted. केविड से अपने एक दिल थी जाए किस तरह से हम एक दिल हो सकते हैं. That book teaches you. The Pir teaches you. The Imam teaches you. The fifth and the final condition. Without the love of the Imam and without becoming one, you cannot become successful in Ibadat. But now you have 5 keys. We have no excuse. I'm with the certainty, with the most belief. If you follow these 5 keys, it will open the doors for your batin. It will open the door to the didar. It will open the door to the nur. It will open the door toward the imam. Now we have no excuse. Tomorrow, you will not have this excuse that no one told us. Those of you who are listening here today, and those of you who will share these lectures, these sessions with your friend or family, they will not have an excuse. If you listen and take these keys, because you have decided to take the Isme Azam, you have decided to do the Ibadat, and you have decided to learn how to be successful in Ibadat, then this is the key. Isme Azam is the key to the Nur. Listen to what Mawla Baba is saying. My beloved spiritual children, Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala Muhammad. It is not a new thing to give Isme Azam to the spiritual children. We just learned that, right? Isme Azam is the key. Why? If Imam would not give us the Isme Azam and would not give us the key, how will we open the door to the batin? You understand this line of Farman now? Mawla Baba is saying that it is not a new thing that I have given the key to my Nur, to my spiritual children. Whenever my children came to me and asked for the key, I have given them the key. And I put a great importance on this. I hope you are following what I am telling you and what is the meaning of this line of Farman. Pay attention to this and be careful with the key which Imam has given to you. Let's come to the next. The Isme Azam is the link to the Nur. How amazing it is. Every which way our mind goes, Imam has given us a farman on it. Somewhere the Noor, the Isme Azam is the key. Somewhere the same is the link. Somewhere the same is the path. Somewhere same is the Amr. Mullah in this Farman in 1964 in the current Jama in Karachi says, Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. During your lifetime, you will be taken more and more in worldly matters, more and more pleasure will come upon you, but each spiritual child should remember that here you are only for a short period in eternity. Our 100 year of life on this earth is very short compared to 50,000 years of eternity of the journey of your soul. The life of your soul, the journey of your soul is 50,000 years compared to this 100 year of this physical life. Mullah says, here you are only for a short period of in the eternity. Therefore, Mullah says, I give you this link with me, with the Imam. Through this link, you will come nearer and nearer to me. And I would like you to take this link. You know, sometimes I believe someone was asking last week, when should we take this Azam? Should we take this Azam? Those two questions. When and should we take this Azam? Yeah, if you want to come to the near to the Imam, if you want to come to the near to the Noor, then Mullah said, let me give you this link. So you can come nearer and nearer to me, and I would like you to take this link, take this Isme Azam, and come nearer to the Noor of Imamat. Subhanallah. May our soul be sacrificed to the Imam. हमारी जाने Imam से कुर्बान हो. Look at how easy explanation, how easy this farman is. He is giving you the key, is giving you the link to his Noor and his Ibadat. Look at the next question. This is all your question. This is not my question. Why do we need the Imam for the bowl? 1962 again, current Jama. In India, Mola Baba says, Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. There is no obligation upon you to do this work, to take the bowl. It is not compulsory. It is not compulsory. It is purely voluntarily. Do you see that? You should do this only if you have come of your own free will, and if you say that you have free will, if you have been pushed by your parents, friends, relatives, or by anyone else, you can still leave. I will neither be angry nor surprised. You can choose to come here or not. But if you stay, you have to perform bandagi. What time? Can I do it at 7 o'clock? Was that a question last week? Can I do it before I sleep? Can I do it in the middle of the night? Can I do it in the middle of the day? Mullah said, then you must perform bandagi between 4 and 5. Because you come over here voluntarily with your own free will. You have to meet the condition. No excuse. This is not for your worldly matters, Mawla Baba says. For your worldly good, I make farman often. For your health, your education, and so on. This is for the elevation of your soul. अगर आपको अपनी रूह की तरक्की चाहिए, अगर आप अपनी रूह की निजात चाहते हैं, तो फिर इसमें आज़म लें जल्दी से और इबादत करें. Therefore, if you have come of your free will to take the bowl, then you will have to come for the bandagi and practice this. Simple. This was your question, and this is the farman in front of you. Isme Azam of the one word, somebody was asking about multiple words. This is the reference 35.1. The Isme Azam can be of the one word, 2 word, 3 word, or 4 word. And I can give you example. Ya Ali, 1 word. Ya Ali, Ya Muhammad, 2 word. Al Hayyul Qayyum, 2 words. Al Hayyul Qayyum Ali Allah, 4 words. So Isme Azam can be of multiple words. And remember, some of this ayat and some of this, and we will talk about this in a minute. This was a question. Inshallah, we will try to cover this question today. What I would like to do, because one of the question was how, and if you remember, we ended our session with Surah Adiyat last week. And I promise that we will talk about Surah Adiyat today. I hope we have enough time to talk about it. But what I like to do, because we talked about Surah Adiyat, I like to share, and I'm sure all of you have heard of this, that Isme Azam must be recited very, very fast, like a running horses. Isme Azam must be recited like running horses. So let me see and make sure that if I am able to share this and you are able to hear this. Let me see, where are the tools? Let me play, and if you do not hear this recording, you tell me, and there is a way to share the sound. So here we go. It's a wise in which missionary talks about what Imam said about how fast the Isme Azam must be recited. G. Tell me if you hear this sound.
We cannot hear.
You cannot hear? Okay. There is a way to share the sound here. Do you know how? Because there is a place that says share the sound.
Yes, if you click on the audio and videos both, there is a second tab to share more material. You need
Right
to
here?
click that in. I only see the audio screen, so I cannot see what you are seeing.
Oh, okay. Screen include media sound. Okay, let's try
Gee,
this.
that's the one.
Okay. All right, let's try again. All right.
مولانا شاه كريم الحسيني
We
Hazrat
can hear
Imam
now.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala Muhammad. In 1972, he he visited Kenya. Maulana Azam during this program performed all religious ceremony. In Nairobi, Maulana Hazrimam gave ball to the members of Baitul Khal who had come to take the ball for the first time. He gave them ball and explained the meaning of ball. After that, for the first time in the history of Baitul Khal, he asked members of Baitul Khal to ask him questions pertaining Baitul Khal. A young boy got up and asked question. He said to Hazrimam, I had taken ball in the past. I was regular in Bandgi, but I could not concentrate in Bandgi. I was discouraged and I gave up my Bandgi. And this was the reason why I have forgotten my ball. And this is the reason why today I have come again to take ball. And I want guidance that with this ball which I am taking now, the problem of concentration will be there. How can I solve this problem of concentration? Maulana Hazrimam, before replying, he asked him 3 questions. The first question, are you regular in your 3 times dua? Yes, Khudawand. Are you regular in your bandagi? Yes, Khudawand. Do you pay your dasoond regularly and accurately? He said, Khudawand, I pay my dasoond regularly and I try to be as accurate as possible. Mistakes can happen. Then Maulana Hazrimam made a farman and said, my spiritual child, if you are regular in your dua, if you are regular in your bandagi, if you are regular in your dasoond, there is no reason why you should not be able to concentrate. There must be something else which you must find out. Then Maulana Hazrimam asked him to recite his ball. Fortunately, the ball Hazrimam gave was the same ball he was given before. So he remembered that ball and he recited the ball before Hazrimam. Maulana Hazrimam made a farman that now I know where the mistake lies. Hazrimam says, now I know where the mistake lies. Now, for example, his ball was Ya Ali. I am not supposed to say that ball because I was there. So I'm substituting. Suppose that his ball was Ya Ali and he demonstrated to Hazrimam. He says that Hazrimam, when I sit in Bangi, I recite Ya Ali, Ya Ali, Ya Ali. Maulana Hazrimam pointed out, there is a big gap between your recitation. Narrow the gap by increasing the speed of recitation. Then Hazrimam said, your ball is this. I am again taking that Ya Ali. Your ball is Ya Ali, which you recite this way. You recite Ya Ali, Ya Ali, Ya Ali, Ya Ali. When you will increase the speed, you may not be able to synchronize your recitation with your breathing process or breathing rhythm. You may not be able to recite swas or swas. It doesn't matter. Gradually, you will be able to concentrate because you have narrowed the gap and the thoughts would not be able to intrude anymore. So don't give opportunity to thoughts to intrude. Make a continuous process. Same thing Pir showed us in Ginan, that one wave comes, falls on the bank of the river, on the ocean, another comes, the process is continuous. Similarly, the recitation process should be continuous.
So here, what we just heard, Mullah Baba is talking about what we had talked about in our 2 previous sessions. And what was that? The speed of the Isme Azam is a must. When do we have the speed? That can be a good question. Let me give you an example. You are walking in the middle of the night and you feel afraid and you feel there is someone behind you. how would you be walking toward your home? Will you be walking, हमारी जबान में बोलते हैं पगली पगली करके आप चलेंगे या दौड़ेंगे? Will you be taking small steps or will you be running? अगर आपके पीछे कोई खतरा है और रात के वक्त आप घर पे जा रहे हैं तो आप आस्ते आस्ते चलेंगे कि या दौड़ेंगे? ये मिसाल है कि जब शैतान दुनिया के ख्याल, the thoughts are behind you, how will you recite your Isme Azam? The minimum speed required for your Isme Azam is, if you have a one word Isme Azam, in example, Ya Ali, 120 times a minute, 2 times a second, हर पले दो विर्द, हर पल में दो इसम, याली 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 याली. Is there any time that you will decrease this speed? Yes. If your Isme Azam are of the 2 words, your speed may not be 120 a minute, but maybe between 80 and 100. But if your Isme Azam is of the 3 word or the 4 word, it could be down to 60 or even 45, 40 a minute. 40, 45 to 60 a minute if you have a long Isme Azam. What I'm trying to say and what Mola Papa has guided us, do not leave a gap between the 2 Isme Azam for the thoughts to come in. The example given in the Quran is of the running horses. I mean, look at it. Allah doesn't say, be like a horse. No, be like a running horse. The Isme Azam, when you recite, Ya Ali, Ya Ali, Ya Ali, is the example of the losing, standing, lazy horse. Your Isme Azam should be like a running horse, a winning horse. Yali, 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 yali. Do not let any other horse come in between because you want to run and you want to win. The example in the Surah Adiyat is the example of the Isme Azam and the example of our Ibadat. I'm going to share a little bit here and then we can share the pre-recorded Surah Adiyat explanation with the friends on this in this channel, in your WhatsApp or in this chat. Allah says that I swear, मैं कसम खाता हूं भागते हुए घोड़ों की, मैं कसम खाता हूं तेज चलने वाले इसमें आजम की. I swear upon the running horses who are running fast. He is not soaring upon your Isme Azam, which is slow, but he's soaring upon the Isme Azam, which is running fast. Importance given to the fast running Isme Azam. And what is this Isme Azam is doing? What does Isme Azam do in you? I would like you to picture. I would like you to visualize. Your heart is like a rocks, solid. And when you Isme Azam run on that, like a running horses, you know what will happen? When your Isme Azam will run on the heart, which is like a rock, वहां से बाब उड़ेंगी, एक मिट्टी उड़ेंगी, meaning it will break the rock, and because of the breaking of the rock, the dust will fly. What is this dust I'm talking about? Is there physical dust that we see outside? No, it will wake up all your sleeping soul, and the sleeping soul will arise. The example, like a dust. Look at the second ayat. फिर पत्थर पर नाल पर कर आग निकलती है. The spark will come out of that practice. You know what is this arg, this practice? You will see the spark of the Noor. But my friends, my dear friends, this is not the complete Noor yet. Do not get too happy and say, oh my God, I have the Noor. I'm done. I'm successful. Thank you very much. We'll see you tomorrow. Please, 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 please. This is just the initial sparks of your carnal soul. ये तो अभी शुरुआत है, और ये वो रोशनी है जो आपकी नफ्स के ऊपर इसमें आजम की चोट पड़ने की वजह से पैदा हुई थी. ये वो नूर नहीं है जिसको आप ढूंढ रहे हैं, वो आगे है, वो आगे है. Further in this ayat, Khudawand Ta'ala says, and they charge early in the morning. Let me remind you of their Furman so we can see, are we still talking about the same thing? What does Imam says? You must perform your bandagi between 4 and 5. What does this ayah says? What does this ayah says? This will happen early in the morning. You see this? Sabah, this word right here. वो सुबह सुबह early morning penetrate करते हैं, charge करते हैं. It attacks your carnal soul like in the old days the army will attack the enemy. Your Isme Azam and your fast running horses. Isme Azam is that army which attacks your carnal soul. आपका इसमें आजम वो फौज है जो आपके अंदर जो शैतान है या आपके अंदर जो पत्थर बन गया है दिल, उस पर अटैक करता है, उसको तोड़ देता है, और उसके अंदर से फिर एक गर्द उठता है. All physical example, but believe me, when this will happen to you, you will understand exactly what is the meaning of this ayat. It will awake all of your soul within you, all of your senses within you. It will open the door to the batin within you. It will open all of those things that you are wishing to see. And the example of that is like when the horses runs and the dust, the cloud of dust erupts. That feeling that all of the soul will be awakened in you. The particles of soul, you will see, you will see, you will see. This is the ayat for that. What you are about to see. फिर उस वक्त दुश्मन की फौज में जा घुसते हैं. And this soul which is awakened, it will kill your carnal soul. ये रूह जो जाग गई है अब, वो आपकी नफ्स अमारा को नीस्तो नाबूद कर देंगी. It will destroy your enemy within yourself, which we call nafse amara. Look at the next ayat. I love this ayat. But humans are so ungrateful. We are so ungrateful. We take the Isme Azam, but we do not appreciate what we have received. Is this ayat is for me and you? इंसान बड़े खसारे में है, बड़ा नाशुक्र है. Really, really ungrateful. He does not appreciate what Imam has given to him. What does Imam says in this Farman? We remember, when you take something, please utilize it. Don't undermine it. It is of the most important thing. इंसान बड़े खसारे में है. इंसान बड़े खसारे में है. I'm sorry, I lost my screen. इंसान बड़े खसारे में है. It's very unappreciative. आप देखें, अगर ऊपर से आप देखेंगे तो आपको बताया जा रहा है कि मैं कसम खाता हूं उस भागते हुए इसमें आजम की जो आप तेजी से पढ़ते हैं. वही है जो आपके दिल के पत्थर को तोड़ने वाला है, और उसमें से चिंगारी निकलने वाली है, उसमें से नूर मिलने वाला है, और ये काम सुबह को होने वाला है. ये काम बैतुल ख्याल में होने वाला है, और उसमें से आपकी रूह जाग जाएंगी, और वो आपके दुश्मन आपके नफ्स अमारा पर हमला करेंगी, मगर आप बड़े नाशुक्र हैं. दिस आयत, और आप इस बात को जानते भी हैं. You are so ungrateful and you know it. Janjorna, jolting. I wanted to shake you. Wake up. Wake up. Appreciate what Imam has given you. And you know it, what you have. And you know that you are not taking it seriously, you're not appreciating. You are ungrateful for what Imam has given you. Now, time for little bit criticism. For self-improvement. Not to criticize you, for self-improvement. सबसे पहले ये मेरे पर आता है कि हम अपने माल पैसे की तो बहुत ही मोहब्बत रखते हैं. बाल बच्चों को तो बहुत चाहते हैं. We love them so much. Self criticism. कि हम अपने दुनिया को तो बहुत चाहते हैं. We love ourselves, our wealth, our children, everything of this world. लेकिन याद रखें कि उस दिन, एक दिन हमको उसके पास जाना है, और हमको उस दिन बुलाया जाएगा. What answer, what will we say to him? What excuse will we have? Allah says, and I know exactly what you're thinking. I know all the secret of your heart. I know where you're going. I know exactly what you're thinking. मैं तमाम दिलों के राजों को जानता हूं। बेशक उसका अल्लाह उस रोज से खूब वाकिफ है। He knows of the dead day. He know your Lord is aware of it. So be careful. I would like to stop here. So I know this session was a little bit longer than intended, but thank you so much. Inshallah, if you have any question now, we can go ahead and ask. Let me go ahead and put my PDF again. So if you have any question, we can talk about it. G.
Subhanallah, Subhanallah, sir, Subhanallah. कुछ देर पहले साथी की एक रिक्वेस्ट यही स्लाइड के बारे में थी कि अगर आप ये 5 चीजें दोबारा से शॉर्ट में समझा सकें।
G. G. 5 keys to success on your ibadat with your Isme Azam. इबादत में कामयाबी की 5 चाबियां हैं. Because we had already talked about the speed of the Isme Azam, which we heard in the recording, what Maula Bapa have said, and through this ayat, how we supposed to recite our Isme Azam. But before we get to the Isme Azam, before we get to the Ibadat, before we recite the Isme Azam the way Imam wants us to recite, there are 5 keys to become successfully in Ibadat. And remember, as Mullah says, if you like to be close to the Nur of Imamat, Nur of the Imam, the Didar of the Imam, if you wanted to come near to the Imam, the question is if you want to. If you want to be successful in Ibadat, not that if you want to do Ibadat or not, because that question is gone. We already know you want to do Ibadat and you are doing Ibadat. अब सवाल ये है कि क्या आप अपनी इबादत में कामयाब होना चाहते हैं, वरना यहाँ पर घंटे घंटे देने का क्या फायदा है हमारा. Why are we giving all this time and attention? Because we want to be successful in ibadat. क्योंकि इबादत में तो हम already आ रहे हैं. Then I would like to share the 5 keys to become successful in ibadat. Number 1, ईमान. अगर आपको यकीन ही नहीं है कि इसमें आजम आपको नूर तक लेके जाएगा, then you do ibadat, you don't do ibadat, it doesn't matter. If you do not believe that Isme Azam can take you to the Nur and the Didar and the near to the Imam, then does not matter if you do Ibadat or not. Iman, the faith, the belief, Yaqeen is the number 1 key to the success of the Ibadat. Is the principle. ये असूल इबादत है. Number 2, ikhlas, sincerity. If you're not sincere in your ibadat, अगर आप इखलास के साथ नहीं बैठते हैं, क्या मतलब है, अगर आप इबादत को बर्डन के तौर पर लेते हैं, then it would not work. You must be sincere in your ibadat. You should say, Mola, I have taken this Azam and I want to do ibadat. Sincerity. Number 2 key to the success of ibadat. असूल इबादत, ये इबादत की दूसरी चाबी है अगर आपको कामयाब होना है. Number 3, sabr, patience. Third key to the success of ibadat. Third principle of ibadat. Third key of ibadat. क्योंकि इबादत ऐसा नहीं है कि मैं बैठूंगा और कामयाब हो जाऊंगा. इबादत में सब्र का एक हाथ है, एक बहुत बड़ा रोल है. Patience must be a virtue of Mu'min. And the example were given, our peers, our imams, our dais, our natikins, our prophets. They are the good role model of the patience. उनका सब्र एक मोमिन का वर्च्यू होता है. It must be part of your lifestyle and your ibadat. That is the third key. If you miss any of this key, then success in the ibadat will be hard. Matter of fact, almost impossible. But Imam is great and merciful, inshallah. Tamiz or pabandi, disciplines and consistency in ibadat is a must. You cannot do one day ibadat and not other. Do it 1 week and not the next week. Do for a month and not then. Do for a year and not then. Consistency in ibadat. Consistency in your prayers. आपको अपनी दुआ में कौन सी दुआ 3 टाइम की दुआ तस्बीह इसमें आजम इमाम की याद उसमें आपको पाबंदी से काम लेना होगा क्योंकि आपकी जो प्रेयर्स है दुआ तस्बीहात गिरियावजारी रिमेम्बरेंस ये जो प्रेयर्स है ना उसके ऊपर इबादत का पाया है. You cannot be successful in your ibadat if you are not have consistency, if you're not disciplined with the 23 hours of prayers, because the 24th hour sits on it. That is the platform that you need. The last, and you notice I left the sixth one open for you, so you can write. Number 6 point, you will write yourself. Muhabbat, the love of the Imam and the love of the Jamaat, love of the people, love for the humanity, love for your brother and sisters. Become one heart, one mind with Imam and all the soul, all the humans. So thank you for asking again. I hope this clarifies a little bit more. You can also listen to the recording again. G.
Subhanallah, Subhanallah. There is another question about a friend has taken the bowl and this friend is sitting at home because they find going to Jamaat Khana disturbing and concentrate, like it's difficult to concentrate because it's noisy at times. Is that okay to sit at home?
Please listen to yesterday's session. Yes. The discipline, the concentration is more important. It would be nice. It would be nice if you can go to Jamaat Khana and concentrate. If you are using this as an excuse, then you are already doing what? Tell me which one you already lost, the key number 2. If you are using that as an excuse, then that is not good. But if that is a genuine reason, yes, yes, you can do that. G.
Subhanallah. Dusra sawal hai. You have mentioned in the past that you're going to show how to sit in bandagi. I know there is a video. If you would like to show, or we can share the video on the WhatsApp, inshallah, for friends.
Yes, so we can share in this chat over here now, and we will share on the WhatsApp also. So she will share 2 small clip of 1 minute. One is how to sit, and one is how to hold your hand. There are 2 clips. How to sit and how to hold your hand in ibadat. And you will hear me talking in that clip the reason behind it. But let me take this opportunity to talk about it for 1 minute while she's sharing the clips. In our drive, it's called How to Sit, and you will find 2 clips. When you are sitting in Ibadat, try to sit straight, because I'm not sitting on the floor, so I cannot show you. Try to sit straight, your chin up, not like this. Your back straight, not like this, but like this. Your chin up. Concentration. Because when you're sleeping like this, you are sleeping. When you sit lazily, there is a chance you will fall asleep. Sit straight with your back up, your chin straight. Not like this, not like this, straight. Keep your hand crossed like this. The reason for this is that Isme Azam, when you're reciting fast, it will make a circle. It will make a continuation. Yali, 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 in a big circle. And it will create a current. It will create a consistency. It will create a continuation. And it will, you will feel the current running toward you. You know when you will feel that? If you have your hand like this. And you will see when you're sitting where you will keep your hand. If you do that, it will make a continue current toward your head and back into your other arm and back, and then it will continue. If you leave your hands open, you will lose their continuation. This is the practice that our dais, arifin, our bhagats, and the Sufis have used in the past to be successful in the ibadat. I hope you will look at those, and if not, we can also display here and we can show to everyone if it needs to be. Was there any other question, or this was the question?
Gee, this was a question, and we'll post the videos. Another question is, why is humility not included with the principles of ibadat? Imam says sit in humility.
Isn't sincerity comes as a part of the humility? And let me show you what we have talked about. We have already covered is not the part of it. The ibadat mein kamyabi ki chabiyan. In this one, we had covered the humility. You remember that, right? The ibadat mein kamyabi ki chabi. Ibadat mein amal ka kirdar. We had covered the humility. You remember that, right? Humility. So come back to this one. In your sincerity, when you go to the ibadat, and if you are sincere, when do we lose our humility? Tell me. When you lose your patience, when you lose your sincerity. If you take the ibadat as a burden, you will lose your humility. If you see the ibadat without the sabr, without the patience, you will lose your humility. Do you see? It's part of this right here. And we have made a list of things to do before we came to these 5 keys. G.
Subhanallah. Sir, I will go back to the last question which friend just posted. I know you explained, but friend is asking, what is the sixth point that you left blank?
Sixth point is for you to add. And what will you add? How to love Imam. How to love others. What is the love of Imam? What is the love of other? Who should we love? How do we become one? How do we become one? Because Mullah says, if you are not one, you will not be successful in ibadat. Ek man thyo Allah miriya. Become one before you sit in ibadat. In Chandra's Farman, Mullah says, first, initially, you become one. Then, if you come over here and recite this salawat, then this condition is put on, become one. Then, Mullah will forgive your sin. He will keep you near him. He will give you Nurani Didar. Condition is put on becoming one. Ji.
Subhanallah, Subhanallah. एक सवाल interesting सवाल है. How do we recite the bowl fast? Are we feeling the tongue move or recite as we are thinking the bowl, like the thoughts are coming, or we are reciting through the tongue initial stages?
You just answered your own question. Initial stages. So initially would be what? And I can display it for everyone. Yali, 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 yali. You can see my tongue moving. Yali, 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 yali. You don't see my tongue moving anymore. Yali, 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 yali. Practice starts with physical. When we go for ibadat, are we physically going to Jamaat Khana? Yes. When we wake up in the morning, are we physically waking? Yes. Now, how do we go to the second stage? We go to our personal Jamaat Khana right here, not physical. We awake our soul, not physical. Just like that, your Isme Azam will start with the tongue. I would encourage you highly to listen to the second session of this Ibadat and Bandagi, which was given last week. We talked about Hazrat Dawood. He started his Giryazari and Munajat definitely with his tongue and his word. Where did it end up? It ended up in the Kalimah Ilahi. That's how you should do it. For us, there will be three stages. One, with your tongue. Second, with your heart. Third, it will become automatic. Kalimah Bari Tala. Ji.
Subhanallah, Subhanallah. Next question is, I just want to understand when an individual encounters light of different colors, initially during Bandagi, as mentioned in the Quran and based on our smiley teachings, we should not be stuck at this stage and move forward. We know these different lights are a moment's test, but can these colors or lights be understood as Imam's Nur? Why does Imam show us different lights, and does Imam makes every individual pass through the same colorful lights initially during spiritual growth?
That's a huge question. Yes, 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 and yes. It's a huge question. And the answer is yes. The first heaven, the first light is very colorful. I believe I have a session recorded on that. I will try to find it and we will try to share with you. But let me explain here. The first stage of the Nur is very colorful for multiple reasons. First reason is for your test. Second reason, to give you the happiness. Third reason, we as a human and human nature, we love beauty. We love beauty, colors. According to Allah's Farman, He works in human's nature, meaning He gives you everything as you see and like. Now, because you had multiple questions here, one was, should we get stuck there? Those, and if you read this surah, the very first, second, and third ayat, will talk about that Ali Allah had kept this light colorful, so he may run away shayateen. Shayateen here is for the non-deserving. Because on this first stage, Ismailis, Muslims, Christian, Jewish, Hindu even can get to that level. So what does Ali Allah do? He show you this. So all those who are without the ilm, without the guidance, without the imam, will be pushed away, thrown away, stuck, like my friend used the word, will be stuck in this colorful light. But those mu'mineen who has the ilm, guidance of the imam, will say what? This is just the first initial step. I want to go even further. The ibadat is a journey, not a place to sit, but a journey moving forward. Who will know this? Only those who have the ilm. Let me remind you of this farman. इल्म वाली रूह दर्जा ब दर्जा ऊपर चढ़ती है. कौन ऊपर जाएगा? जिसके पास इल्म होगा. दर्जा ब दर्जा. The soul with the ilm will rise step by step. He will not be stuck on first level, nor he will stop. Ji.
Subhanallah, Subhanallah. आपने जवाब दिया है सर इस क्वेश्चन का, लेकिन फ्रेंड आई थिंक वापस दोबारा रिपीट कराना चाह रहे हैं. What do you mean by being one? एक मन थियो अल्लाह मेरिया.
That is really hard question. And I've explained this question so many times. Do you feel for the person sitting next to you in Jamaat Khana the love as you feel for the Imam? If your answer is yes, that's what it means by love and becoming one with others. If you do not feel for that person as you feel for the Imam, look at this on your screen again. Love for the Imam and each other. We are from the one single soul of the Imam. Do you feel for this person sitting next to you in Jamaat Khana as you feel for yourself and for the Imam? Because we are all from the single soul of the Imam. Why don't you feel same for him as you feel for yourself and feel for your Imam when we are all one single soul? That's what it means by become one with each other. Love for each other. Feel for each other. Because he is that one single soul of the Imam. Imam is sitting in him as Imam is sitting in you. Why don't you have love for him? Ji.
Subhanallah, Subhanallah. साथी का सवाल है, why does Imam give Naqsh and Isme Azam?
I always laugh at this question. Why not? Why not? Isn't Imam here to help you? Isn't Imam wants to guide you? Imam wants to make it easier for you as much as possible. शायद ये उर्दू में सवाल हो, क्या इमाम हमारी तरक्की के लिए, हमारी गाइडेंस के लिए, हमारी हिदायत के लिए नहीं आया है? क्यों नहीं? इमाम हमको अलग अलग तरीके से, Imam is using every tool in his belt to help you. He's using every tool in the toolbox to help you. इमाम हर तरीके से आपकी मदद करना चाहता है. So Naqsh is one other way to help you succeed in your ibadat. That's why. Why not? Why would he not give you multiple ways to succeed? So question why? All right. You know what? I think today is the day for me to teach you how to ask a question. Never start your question with a why. Start your question with how, what, where, when. If you want to make your question correct, never ever do not use why to start your question. How, when, where are the right way to start your question. This is, if you remember this, I would never correct your question. And I know when you're asking question, you are asking with a good faith. And those questions are good questions. They are good questions. But if we use other than why, you may receive better answer. You may receive detailed answer. Because why, the answer is why not. Ji.
Subhanallah. इसी से related एक question है. How do we concentrate on both Naqsh and bowl together?
Okay, we have already covered this in our first and second session, but this is a genuine question. I do not mind taking it only 1 minute again. You learn and concentrate on your Naqsh and practice during the day by writing it. Once that Naqsh is embossed on your head, and then when you sit in Ibadat and when you recite your Isme Azam, the Naqsh will be right in front of your head. Because what you did, you helped yourself by embossing the concentration of your Naqsh during the day. Practice, write it down, look at it, practice, emboss in your forehead. Now, during the Isme Azam time, during the Bandagi time, during the Ibadat time, where your concentration would be? On your Isme Azam. On your Isme Azam. And that embossed Naqsh will be right in front of you. G. Good question. That is a good question. How? How? That is a good question. G.
Subhanallah. I think there was another question, but you already responded that about focusing on Isme Azam during the Ibadat. So shukr lillah. There's another question. Why some moments hear music during Bandagi and it seems angels singing in Maula's praise, but words are not very clear except the music. But these musical instruments are not familiar from this world.
Subhanallah, subhanallah, subhanallah. Whoever is asking this question, congratulations. That is a good question. But let me surprise you with the answer. I would like to surprise you with the answer. Imam can give didar in 5 ways. Unfortunately, sometimes due to the lack of knowledge, we are always looking of this didar of the eyes. Imam can give you initial didar through your nose, khushbu, fragrance, through your ears, music, talk, words, conversation, by touch, feeling, by tongue, taste, then eyes, didar, nur. And Nevin can tell you, and she have done it so many times, there can be 16 kind of didar. 16. I just told you 5 didar of the 5 senses. There is a Dua Nur, talks about the 16 kind of Nur. How about we start with this 5? First one, khushbu, fragrance. Second, air, listening, music. Third one, the touch, feeling. The fourth one, the taste of the tongue. And the last one, the eye, the didar. Your question at the second part, the music of the angels. That's a beautiful way of putting it. Because sur is blown when Mu'min is successful in the ibadat, which may sound like a music to the ears of the Mu'min. Subhanallah. Ji.
Subhanallah, Subhanallah. There are a few more questions about sitting position, like, due to health reasons. I'm not sure if you want to respond here or we want to post videos again and inshallah post the session on how to sit in bandagi.
Yes, you are right. There are many sessions recorded. But if you are sick, Imam have given you a leave away. Let's say you have a problem with your knees or your back. Then this instruction is not for you. So if you have a back problem, how are you going to sit straight? If you have a knee problem, how are you going to sit the way I've shown in the video? Use your judgment. When we show something like this, it's for the common and general information, general knowledge. But this is one way we are showing you. But if you have a medical issues, you follow your body how you can sit. But if you can, that this is the right way of sitting. G. Let's
Subhanallah,
take the
Subhanallah.
last question, Nevin. We are already running in overtime.
Ji. There is a personal question. I will forward it to you. Friends, if you have a personal question which you ask, please do write your number so I can forward it to sir. There is a question. You recite automatically the bowl from your heart, but it is hard to integrate Naksh with the bowl. So I concentrate or I experience Naksh in my mind and the bowl in my heart, and I can't keep up with the pace between the two. Please help.
Practice, 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 practice. Practice during the daytime on the Naksh. Practice during the daytime of your Isme Azam. Practice will make it perfect. Practice. Initially, if you are only doing 4 to 5 ibadat, then you will have this issue. Practice during the day, number 1. Number 2, start your ibadat at 3 o'clock in the morning. The first hour is for the re-practice what you have done during the day. And then 4 to 5, you will be good to go. You will be able to concentrate. If this is the help you are looking for, that's how you do it. Thank you, everybody. Should we stop here, Nevin Saiba?
Shukran Lillah, sir. Ek request. There is a beautiful question, and I think you should just respond it a little bit. Can
Ji.
Imam coming in dreams consider as didar?
Yes. Imam can give you didar in many, many ways. One, when you are all of a sudden you remember the Didar Hall. You're driving and you remember the Didar Hall. If you believe in Imam and Imam's Didar, that is the Didar for the Mu'min. You know, sometimes people, I don't know where they get this idea that if I see Mola Baba in shopping center, that's not a Didar. You ask me, you ask any Mu'min. If you see the Imam anywhere in any form and shape, that is a Didar. You see Imam on TV, you see Imam giving a speech, you see Imam in shopping center, you see Imam in your thoughts, you see Imam in your dreams. For a moment, is always a Didar. For others, we cannot say anything. We will leave them to their thoughts. Beautiful question. Thank you for asking. It was a good timing. Yes.
Shukr li Allah. Shukr li Allah.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Both Nawazis, thank you very much. Ya Ali
Aziz sir,
Madad.
this
Ji.
was the most wonderful
Madad, sir.
session you've ever. We really enjoyed the session. Mola bless you with lots of happiness and always keep you in safe. We really learned from you and we really enjoy your sessions.
Ameen. Ameen.
Yeah,
Thank you. Thank you.
I really
Ali Allah
enjoyed
is
it
Ali
very
Allah.
much. Thank you,
Ali
thank you.
Allah is Ali Allah is
Ya Ali Madad,
Ali Madad, Ya Ali
Allah
Madad.
सुखी सलामत आबाद रखे आपको सादर दिन और दुनिया में दे
Ameen.
आमीन।
Ameen. Ameen. Ameen.
Thank
Shukran.
you.
Ya Ali
Ya Ali
Madad,
Madad.
sir.
Shukran.
Ya Ali
Alhamdulillah.
Madad.
Alhamdulillah. Shukran.
Sir,
Ya
you're
Ali
very, very
Madad,
humble, sir. You're very humble,
Ya Ali
really.
Madad.
Shukran Mola. Shukran Mola. Shukran Mola. Thank you, Mola Baba. Thank you, Mola Baba. Shukran.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Good
Didar
Thank
knowledge.
you.
nasib
Thank you.
kare.
Thank you. Ameen. 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 Ameen.
sir.
Ameen. Thank you. Yali Madad. Yali Madad.
Ya Ali Madad, thank
Yali
you.
Madad. Yali Madad. Yali
Ya Ali Madad, sir.
Yali Madad. Yali Madad. Thank you. Thank
Ya
you.
Ali
Sir,
Madad.
when will we get this clip? I just wanted to share with my friends and family. When will we get this clip?
Nevin Sahaba.
जी चैट पे ऑलरेडी पोस्टेड है मैं सेशन के बाद व्हाट्सएप पे भी पोस्ट कर दूंगी
Oh, thank you so much, Nevin. Thank you so much. Mola accept your seva as well. Thank you.
आमीन या अली मदद
Thank you.
याली
Thank you,
मदद
Nevin Sahaba.
अजीज भाई याली मदद
Yali
बहुत
Madad.
मजा
Yali
आया
Madad.
इनिशियली जो
Shukran Mola.
आपने अल्लाह को दुआ की और आंसू बहे
Shukran
बस
Mola.
आई
Shukran
कैन
Mola.
इट्स स्पीचलेस बस वो मौला के साथ ही जो
Shukran
है
Mola.
मौला
Shukran.
आपको बहुत बहुत दीन दुनिया में सुखी सलामत और
Ameen.
आबाद करे
Ameen.
और
Ameen.
हमेशा अपनी आल औलाद कायम रखे सलामती दे
Ameen. 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 Shukran. Alhamdulillah. Ameen. Thank you. Yali Madad, everybody. Yali Madad.
Ya Ali Madad.
Yali Madad. Yali Madad.
Ya Ali Madad.
Ali Madad.
या
Ya Ali
अली
Madad,
मदद
Nevin.
या अली मदद
Ya
या
Ali
अली मदद
Madad.
या अली मदद
Ya Ali Madad, Nevin.
जी
I want to ask you a question. Where do I get your email address?
do you have a WhatsApp? Can you send me a
Yes.
message and I will forward it to you?
I am visually impaired. I cannot write, but I did try to write my number on one of the chat thing because my son has to help me and he's not
It's
awake
okay.
yet. I'm calling.
Can you give me your number and I can write it and I'll text you.
Thank you. My number is
Give me
778. I'm in
one
Vancouver.
second. Give me 1 second. Let me get a paper. Yes, go ahead.
778
Uh-huh.
928
Uh-huh.
7364.
And your name?
Nur Khanam.
Nur Khan.
My email is nurkhanam@gmail.com. NURKHANUM. I tried to write somewhere, but I think
It's
I
okay.
did not.
It's okay. Just repeat it one more time. NURKHA
NUM. Nurkhanam.
@gmail.com.
Yes, please.
Okay. And what would you like in
And
the
today's
email?
recording and the recording. I've been trying to find you guys, but I was not able to even. I can't see. But one day my son said, if you press that button, you will be able to talk to them at least.
I mean, inshallah.
Thank you,
Usually,
Nevin.
I think, usually all of the recordings are posted in the WhatsApp group. but I'll send you a main link, and if ever you need it, just email me back and I can send you separately, okay?
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you very much.
Yali madad, yali madad.
मौला की मदद, मौला तुम लोग को सुखी रखे, नेक उम्मीद पूरी करे बेटा.
Ameen, ameen, yali madad.
याली
Friends, if you are
मदद.
posting a message, send you a recording, you need to please post your numbers. Yali madad.
Oh, you're not
No,
telling
it's
me,
okay.
right?
I got yours. I got yours.
Thank you, beta. Thank you.
Yali Madad, can I also have a link, please? Hello.
Do you see my phone number on the chat? Can you send me a message, please?
I have sent a message on the chat. It says
If you have
organizers
sent
only.
it, I
My
have
name is
noted it.
Shams.
Yeah, I have. If you have
All right,
posted in the
okay.
chat, I have it.
It
The
should
only
say
thing
Shams
is, I would
Sabani. I've
request.
sent my email.
No, usually we try not email, but if you can post the numbers, would be great. So you'll be in the group.
I've written in the message my number as well.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, shukr Maula.
Would
Sometimes
that be
on the
okay?
chat numbers are not
Thank
correct.
you.
So I always request friends to post me directly the message so I can add you in the group immediately. It's easier if you send
Okay, so
me a message on WhatsApp.
what is your number? It says meeting ID 317827.
No,
Is
not
that your number?
meeting ID. No, my phone number is 214.
Okay, I'll just write it. 1 minute. Yeah, you can say 214.
214-912-1951.
And are you from Canada, UK, somewhere? Where are you from?
I'm in Dallas, United States.
Okay, so will I need to put any
Just
codes
one.
before that?
One.
Just one, okay. All right, but if not, then you can please add me to the
Yeah, it's
WhatsApp
in the
group. That
chat,
would be
then I
great.
got
I'll try and message you as well.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Yali Madad friends, Yali Madad.
Thank you.